From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claim to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want the major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off. Oliver, how you doing, buddy? I'm glad you're back with me. I enjoyed Richard being on the show with me last night. If I squint and he took his glasses off, you kind of look a bit similar. But it's good to have you back, mate.
I feel refreshed. You know, it was a long fucking weekend, a wild fucking weekend. I've got a little bit of a limp, but I'm good.
Did you do the old switcheroo on the ladyboys? Did the hunter become the hunted?
I mean, a gentleman never tells Lee, you know.
and those lady bears, those lady bears.
That's what I call them. That's why I call them lady birds. They love that.
They like those lady boys we're not gentlemen. Not with you anyway.
To Thailand?
No,
right. So I've been to Thailand.
Of course you have.
And I went for my brother.
How many times?
Just once. Just once was enough. Yeah. So my wife's brother lives out there, and I went to their wedding, which was fucking this grand, fucking beautiful wedding, and I went around Bangkok and all sorts of stuff, and he just said,
"Oh, I bet you did, Ollie."
Yeah, I did, and he said to me, he said, "Just be careful." You know, there are lady boys, and I went, mate, you shouldn't be saying that to me anyway. I'm with your fucking sister.
I'd like to know how sheltered the person that feels that you need to turn around and say, like, I'm going to shock you here, lads, but some of the women in Thailand weren't always women. Like, who's shocked by that? Like, I mean, that's Thailand, like, known for curries and ladyboys. Thai curry and Thai ladyboys.
The best curries and, let's face it, the best ladyboys.
I know. Thai green curry is the worst of the curries.
Oh, fuck it up, them all.
It's fucking horrible.
It's incredible. And red.
Well, the Thai green curry is not red.
No, Thai red curry is red.
Yeah, Thai red curry is like at least palatable. Thai green curry, it's just the fucking worst thing.
I love every single. Just give me any Thai, apart from the ladyboy Thais. Beautiful country, lovely people. Come, car.
You come on what?
That's what they say. Saudi crab or Saudi car, like when they say hello.
Oh, that's really weird.
That's That's all I learned, and to ask for a beverage, which I've forgotten how to because I was drunk.
That's really weird because I've only ever met one Thai woman, and what she said to me was, "Please no, Mr. Lee, please stop." That's about it.
What were you doing to her?
Nothing.
Some people, they just can't even.
Woke.
Stop being woke. Let Lee do what he wants.
This is your trade. Like, if I walk in someone's house and say, "No, I'm not painting that door," I'm a bad tradesman. So what we got for us today? I have been looking at stuff. I'm Ollie, the gods, Ollie, the gods.
That's what people call me, Ollie the gods. On the weekend.
Really? Are we sure? We sure?
They don't anymore.
So we've got a couple of things to play here, a couple of things to go over, and the gods have blessed us, Ollie, because I don't understand. Like some of this stuff, I'm finding it very strange that this Epstein stuff that's popped out over the last few weeks, I haven't seen. The first clip I'm going to play of like the Everyday Spy talking about it, I can accept me not playing that because if I'm perfectly honest, I kind of don't pay any attention to that guy. There is a Project Veritas thing that was released 4 weeks ago that I haven't seen, and it's only got 206,000 views on YouTube. That I think that's low considering what the content of it is. And I've just found 18 hours ago, Ollie, I think it's not jock journalist, it's another guy, it's the British conspiracy theorist, has released something that says exclusive.
Keir Starmer on the Epstein list.
No, exclusive. Virginia Giuffre's Dead Man's Switch released. It would be a dead woman's switch if we want to gender it. I have been murdered. This is the real Epstein list.
Oh.
So that's a bit wild, but we'll listen to that in a minute. So we'll kick ourselves off here with Andrew Bustamante. Is that how you pronounce his?
It sounds cool. I like it.
It kind of sounds like an Italian gay porno. But we're gonna listen to him on Impact Theory talk, which also sounds like a gay porno. But we're going to talk listen to him talk about why the Epstein files haven't been released.
Why does he look like Mel B with a beard?
I mean, that's not the only differences between him and Mel B, Ollie. I mean, there's a distinct difference in colour here.
Oh, I don't see colour. You're the racist.
There's never been a better time to start. Right, here we go. Let's listen to him.
Secrets are leverage. What you know that somebody else doesn't know, 100% that's leverage. But secrets have kind of two dimensions on their graph of value. There's the intensity of the secret, right? That's one part of the graph. But then there's the timing of its release, the timing of when you make the secret public. So it's not secret anymore. What you're always trying to do is find the point where you get the highest level of intensity at the right time so that you can maximize the impact of releasing the secret. Epstein files, JFK files, UAP, UFO files, all of those things where we only see partial releases, partial redactions, partial declassification, that's showing us that the government believes there's a moment of impact between the timing of that release and the intensity of that secret that gains them leverage for whatever they want to do next. It's not something they're doing to be nice. It's not something they're doing to pay us back. It's something that they're doing because they need that leverage for what comes next. Remember the China spy balloon incident?
Oh, yes.
In the lead up to the China spy balloon incident, nobody was talking about really much of anything. They were talking about China, but they weren't talking about UFOs and they weren't talking about China spying on the continental United States. They were talking about the threat of China overall. Then the balloon presented itself. And there were days, just a few days in advance, where they started talking about there's a UFO in the sky. There's a UAP. Nobody knows what it is. So all the UFO people got really geared up, but the typical American was like, meh, more UFO sightings. We don't really believe in that. Then the shit hit that it was a spy balloon from China. And pictures started coming across, and that shit's over like Virginia. People are losing their fucking minds, right? There was a reason that was released. There's a reason that it wasn't released 2 days before, and it wasn't released 2 days after. It was released at that moment. And it was because the U.S. needed the support of the American people before it launched F-6 or F-22s to shoot down this fucking balloon over the coast of Virginia, knowing that shrapnel or debris might land on someone's house, right? They wanted to shoot it down over the ocean, but they needed to have insurance just in case they screwed it up or the winds changed or something, right? So now we release it's a China spy balloon. It gives us a chance to show off our weaponry, highlight the threat of China, rally America around a new threat, and it gives us plausible deniability so that if we do shoot down a balloon and if something does fall on somebody's church, at least we're like, hey, we're protecting the homeland. You know, we're not a bad, evil government. But then immediately after that, there were like 3 or 4 more balloons in the sky. What were all of those called? UFOs. And then in the following weeks, all people were talking about was these UFOs. Are they more balloons? We don't know. The government's only calling them UFOs and UAPs because there wasn't a reason to call them what they really were, right? That's how the government plays leverage. How do I play my card now to get what I need in this reliable period of time, knowing that there's a shelf life for the secret and there's a shelf life for the release. So I'm off target with your Epstein files, but that's the same thing I'm seeing. The intensity doesn't match the timing to release the secrets yet. It could be that they're trying to cover up something that's embarrassing. It could also be they have something so good, now's not the right time to release it.
I love that theory.
Yeah. Like you don't play all your cards at once. Because you need leverage over people.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a hell of a lot of sense.
I mean,
it's weird that he's just said that. I just was listening to and to plug him again. Andrew Gold from
Heretic. Heretic that we should technically be sponsored by right now because
Fassi actually approaching one of my favorite. I really like to listen to. I like the guy. But anyway, he had a guy on that said a very similar thing today to that you know, why would these elites play all their cards at once when they can hold things back?
Yeah, it makes sense because I mean we spoke about it. I spoke about it last night with Rich, where I was saying that information is still valuable. Do you know what I mean? And also the fact that the only thing I don't get is that if we'll go white and black hats type thing with it because we don't really know who the power players are here. But so if we're going to go down the road of referring to like Trump and his team as like the white hats because they've been referred to that for so long, it might be bullshit now. Who knows? But if they've got the information now, that means someone else still has the information as well. So why not get it out before it can be used against you? That's where I don't get.
Because you can't use the people that you in power that you need to use.
But what I mean is someone else. Yeah, but someone else already has that information on those people.
For the long silent people, I'm actually thinking.
I know we can hear the whirring.
The reason why they'll be doing it is one. I think it will impact so many fucking people, so many people of power that you cannot release. You cannot release it right now without fucking something up.
Oh yeah, everything. Like I mean, just look at even if you know
and you want it out because you think there's probably somebody that knows everything that's on that fucking list that just wants it out to the world to get it over and done with, but knows they cannot release it because I don't know, there may be an investigation. There could be many reasons for this, and I'm not sticking up for it at all, but the amount of people in power that this will impact will be insane, and there'll be certain people that they've got leverage over to do certain things. They're playing fucking 5D fucking chess.
Maybe. What do you think?
I remember when I said 3D chess, and
that's standard chess. It's if you, but maybe you can even go down to 2D chess. That was the old remember the magnetic boards you used to get for travel chess.
Always lost a piece on day.
Oh yeah, there's always a pawn. Always a pawn would go missing, and you needed to use like a marble or something to make up for it. I do keep going back to the thing though, where Elon Musk falls out with Trump, and the one is on the list.
I think that's a fucking play. I really do think it is.
Do you know what? I would have agreed with you because at first I thought, right, well, you've got everybody calling for the release of the Epstein files now. Maybe that was the plan. It's all gone quiet again. If it would have carried on and built from there, I would have gone, okay, I might go with this here. Maybe it was some sort of thing. But if anything, it almost feels like it's gone slightly quieter now after that.
I think if you're gonna do a play, you would attack
Hamlet.
You would apologize, and then you'd wait. You'd watch all the woketies in the world go after it.
But they haven't.
No, they haven't. That's concerning. I think maybe people see through this. I do think it's a play.
No, because I think if people saw through it, I think people would be talking about it. Right,
Then why can we not know the full ins and outs of the argument?
Maybe he's on the list.
Maybe he's on the list. It's no secret that Donald Trump hung around with Jeffrey Epstein.
No,
for a little bit, through like parties and stuff like that. But how many other people in high places will have known Jeffrey Epstein? Will have known?
Of course, they're called socialites for a reason. Do you know what I mean?
People that knew Jism Maxwell.
Yeah,
they'll have known these people.
Of course, well, that's what they did. They held fundraisers, they held events, they met famous and powerful people. We now know that it looked like because there was an operation to try and gain leverage on those people. But if on the face of it, it would have been a case of like Jeffrey manages people's money. If you want to make more money, let Jeffrey manage your money. He'll make you more money. We know that Musk was going through Jeffrey Epstein to take Tesla private. Now so it's this guy
Isn't
was
the
there.
picture Musk with Ghislaine?
There is a single picture, I believe, of Elon Musk with just like but that's what like there's a picture of me with the Queen. You know what I mean? But I'm not like.
There is a picture of you with the Queen.
I met the Queen when I was about 6.
Were you on a lap?
No, I was in a field.
And the Queen was in a field as well?
Yeah, she came over for our Parliament.
In a field?
It's a whole thing. We have the Isle of Man has the oldest Parliament in the world. We have it's held on a thing called Tynwald Hill, which is
sounds magical.
Where we hold Tynwald, so that's our Parliament. And we do it once a year. It's a big thing. There's always a royal comes over for it. This year was the Queen. Got myself at the front of the queue. Got a picture of the Queen. Yeah. So, I mean, now I know that like she's a like child-eating cannibal. I kind of feel like I was, you know, you can't help but feel a little bit rejected.
You feel like the ugly kid.
A little bit. If that doesn't make it worse, like I remember, like for those in America that don't know who Jimmy Savile was before he became Jimmy Savile, he was a radio DJ. He hosted our weekly like music show on television, and then he went on when I was younger. I'd hosted a show called Jim Will Fix It. Jim, apart from fixing children, was like the outward appearance of the show was that if you wrote in, Jim would fix it for you to do your live stream. And his big thing was, I reply to every letter. That's bullshit, Ollie, because all I wanted to do was meet Bret the Hitman Hart. Not only did I not watch Meet Bret the Hitman Hart, I fucking didn't get a letter back from Jimmy Savile explaining why I wasn't going to meet Bret Hart.
Because you were a boy.
He was bumming boys, mate. He was bumming dead bodies.
I don't know if he was bumming boys or not.
I'm going to go back to the dead bodies
Not
thing.
that it makes any difference. If you fucking
no, but I'm
minors,
going
you're fucking minors.
I'm really going to put a highlighter next to the dead bodies. I think if you're fucking corpses, I think you'll fuck anything. He's definitely fucked an animal.
See that I think at that point, it's not just the conspiracy of these people doing heinous things to children. It's these people not only having a fucking screw loose. These people are probably fucking doing some fucking Aleister Crowley fucking shit. These people worship the fucking devil.
Maybe. Or he just really wanted to shag dead bodies, which is fucking wild in itself. You might be right, and there might be some sort of ritual magic that goes along with it. Wouldn't surprise me. But in a way, it's almost more crazy if it's just for sexual gratification.
He had a key to the fucking palace.
He did have a key to the palace. But it's the crazy stuff. The crazy stuff that involves Savile and the royals is wild. And it is the connections between all these people, and it is what weird. Not quite wild, but weird. That all roads do tend to, for the people that we think are wrong-uns, all roads do lead back to Jeff and Ghislaine.
All roads lead to Epstein.
Yeah,
we should call the show that. Maybe
we will. If I can remember, I might do that. But this is where we get this fucking weird thing.
Do you think it'll ever come out? Ever? Or do you think we're just going to get given little scraps? When they need to use a scrap, just like he's saying.
I think people are asking the wrong question, Ollie. Right. So let's just say, everything we know is true. There was a honey trap operation running out of Epstein Island where he was indulging politicians, celebrities, high fucking socialites, scientists of note, with of age and underage girls and boys, probably. Because that's a weird thing. You never hear about boys being abused, which I find that quite strange. Because, right, nobody would be surprised if
If he's got a product, he's not going to fucking be biased, even if he's not into the male aspect of that product. But that's what Jeffrey Epstein had, was a fucking product for these fucking perverts.
Well, that would be interesting to look at, actually, because we've got the flight manifest, for instance. We know some of the people that were going backwards and forwards from the island because of the flight manifest. It would be interesting to go through that and just see how many openly gay people are on it. Because again, we've only ever talked about girls. I don't know why this has just dawned on me. We've never talked about boys. We've never talked about men that are getting abused there. It's only ever been women. I don't believe
the thing is, in the celebrity world, even now, you hear that maybe somebody is gay, but they still don't come out as being gay because they see it as being, I don't know, if they're an attractive man or attractive woman, they don't want the opposite sex to go.
Yeah,
I don't have a chance with them anymore. But
I think that's bullshit.
No,
the reasoning behind it, because the reasoning behind it doesn't make sense. Because everything about, so let's take Hollywood and let's talk about woke left Hollywood, yeah? Everything about woke left Hollywood celebrates the LGBTQ plus AI fucking hyphen. So I don't believe that people aren't coming out within Hollywood because I won't get that role that people know I'm gay. Are you fucking sure you won't? I'm going to guess you get a raise, especially if you happen to have a trans kid to go along with it as well. So yeah, there might be another reason there, but I can't help believe. I don't think it's anything to do with maybe certain people. For instance, I would argue only action heroes. Maybe if Jason Statham, for instance, was gay, maybe that would impact his action role because he makes films for heterosexual men. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So if you've got gay Jason Statham, all of a sudden you're like, not sure. I might watch Born Supremacy actually. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Do you get what I mean, though? Maybe there is a reason.
Arnie probably wouldn't have been Arnie if he was.
If he was going out with Blake, no, probably not.
Yeah, he'd be. Yeah, he won't be he won't. Well, he might be the Terminator, but in a different film.
I'll be backdoored.
The Predator.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, there has to be a reason for it. There has to be a reason why people wouldn't come out. But I mean, look at who's. You said him the other day, K-Pax. Who am I thinking of? The actor.
Spacey.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah,
I fucking love a Spacey film. Fucking love a Spacey film.
But he only came out because he was trying to get away with the hard R on somebody, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So
you said it. You said, I remember you saying, I don't know if it's quite happened yet, but you said it's fucked when. I think you said, I can see it coming. Spacey's going to get an Oscar again.
I think so. I think they did like a light rehabilitation of Kevin Spacey last year. If you remember right,
they did, and you know what?
Tucker Carlson, we were on Tucker.
There's a big part of me that hopes that he's not lying. I like fucking Kevin Spacey. I like his fucking movies.
Everyone that was going to testify against him died.
Yeah, he's probably. I'm probably naive.
And then he made videos. They died on Christmas Day, and over the course of 2 years. And on Christmas Eve, he put a video out saying things like, "I'll kill people with kindness."
Fuck you, Kevin Spacey. I'm gonna bin my fucking copy of K-Pax.
But,
weird thing in K-Pax, I don't know if you remember the story of that, but
I love the K-Pax. It was a great film.
But he was an alien, but he was also a human. But he turned into an alien because I think his wife and son got fucking brutally molested and killed in front of him, or some crazy shit like that. And then he turned into an alien. Fucked up film. Spoiler.
Yeah, he wasn't an alien though, was he? He was just mental.
I don't know. He disappeared at the end.
He was just mental. He escaped. Sorry.
Maybe.
But no, what I was going to say was we talk about inversions and stuff like that, especially if we look at this as there being some like sort of secret religion / cult. We talk about humiliation rituals. You know, like when you see that these stars happen to do like really weird things, and then all of a sudden their fucking careers go to the moon. What if you have like lifelong humiliation rituals to stay there? So like you've literally got to live a lie. Like you're gay as fuck. All you want to do is crush asshole fucking 24/7. But in order to stay within the club and to show your devotion to the club, got to live a heterosexual life.
I mean, that's probably torture.
But it's like on the inversion of what you consider and feel to be your natural state of living.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's something to that. But and to get us back on the
I think
Epstein
we're still on track,
train,
to be fair.
I think we are. Yeah, we didn't necessarily take
all roads
like,
lead to Epstein, mate.
Oh. You're fucking gonna make sure that's in there, right? Yeah, even the AI might pop up on this. When you're re-listening to this episode in the morning, Grok, and I ask you for title ideas, please pick "All Roads Lead to Epstein." Thank you. Be pretty wild if that turns up now. So Project Veritas put a video out, right? I haven't watched this. It came out 4 weeks ago. I don't understand how we haven't come across this. So, sorry, not Project Veritas. Project Veritas is dead, isn't it? This is James O'Keefe Media Group, however, whatever we call it. He's got a video that he released 4 weeks ago. Not seeing hiding a hair of this. We're going to watch the whole thing together, and like if you're just listening on audio, you're going to listen to James O'Keefe explain it. And it is a video from the island and inside that motherfucking tower.
Just quickly before you play this, Lee.
Yes, you talk.
I've just noticed this. Whenever we play clips from people, they've always got fucking great looking studios, haven't they? When me and you finally get the studio together, and it probably will happen one day, I can just see it being still a mess. Don't know how fucking successful they are. There'll be shit everywhere.
I think so. Yeah, probably. Let's go.
Last week, we've shown you newly obtained video from inside the buildings on Jeffrey Epstein's private island in the Virgin Islands shortly after his arrest. We took you inside Jeffrey Epstein's kitchen, inside his personal library, even inside the master bedroom.
It's like Virgin Islands, doubt it.
We could see those phones on the bedside tables with speed dials and names. Now, we take you inside the infamous and mysterious temple. New footage received by O'Keefe Media Group gives a detailed look at the interior. Well, no one has ever seen this before. Here we go. You are looking inside this mysterious building, and the walls are covered with what appears to be a marble textured finish and a wooden bookshelf with one solid column on the left and one spiraling shape stretching to the ceiling on the right. And if you look up at the top of this mysterious temple, you'll see what appears to be a detailed celestial painting.
I'd like to point something out quickly here before we go any further, is this appears to have two things missing on those, and in those, I put it to you, Ollie, that
there's something inside them.
not just something inside them, but the way they are and the way that you can see like the like a different coloured timber there. I think those were secret holes.
I bet there was a lot of secret holes. I think that
quite the opposite, actually. I don't think any holes were secret on that island.
Probably not, no. But I bet that is one giant. You see this thing? I wouldn't surprise me if that comes up. There's a secret hole underneath, and there's like fucking cellars with dead bodies underneath there.
Let's watch the rest of it.
Mysterious temple, you'll see what appears to be a detailed celestial painting filled with astrological figures. But before we dive too deep into that, let's just take a step back. Back in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein's arrest for sex trafficking set the internet on fire. And one image became iconic. This mysterious building.
Yep.
It's probably going to actually go into this, but the fucking dome at the top, all these fucking buildings, we talk about like Tartaria, and they've got these fucking domes on the top. That's got that fucking dome. I know that's probably quite a modern building. Carry on.
No. I think it's a fine observation. It is.
What are those things that look like? Are they gargoyles on top of it?
I'm not sure. Hopefully, he's going to tell us.
Building on his private island, Little St. James, located in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The gold dome represented those on the religious structures around the world, like the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. We found that Epstein's temple most closely resembles this building in Aleppo, Syria, a bathhouse constructed in the year 1384 by a Muslim dynasty. There are obvious similarities, such as the gold dome roof and the stripes, but also notice the identical stripe pattern around the tops of the arches.
Holy shit.
There is no
exactly
record
the same.
of Epstein ever traveling to Syria. His family descended from European Jews who immigrated to America. He was born and raised in Brooklyn. Now, in one room of Epstein's Island compound, we saw a framed photo of his elementary school. This is the actual photograph of the image inside the frame. This would turn out to be Coney Island's Public School 188, named after Michael E. Birdie. Building permits filed in 2010 for Epstein's Island compound didn't include the temple. They instead proposed that an octagonal music pavilion with a grand piano be built on the site. But around 2012, the temple was constructed instead. Now, until now, no one has ever published video taken from inside this structure. In 2019, the closest thing to it was Business Insider, releasing the account of a local piano tuner, Patrick Barron, who alleged that he visited the temple to service a piano it contained. However, the video we obtained shows an interior that differs from Barron's description. Through this never-before-seen footage, we show you what it was like to visit inside Epstein's temple. You travel up a gravelly road that hugs the tropical hillside, past what appears to be a helicopter landing site, which is situated in a discreet green field where Epstein and his elite guests would arrive by air. You crest the ridgeline and spot a giant sundial. Seen here in drone footage from a YouTube account named Rusty Shackelford, this large and mysterious sundial-born image resembling the sun. But it also resembles a figure known as the Masonic Man, who first appeared in a 1754 pamphlet commenting on Freemasonry. You ascend further, and the infamous building emerges on a small hilltop up the gravel road. This footage was captured after Epstein's arrest in 2019. Now, some will say, well, this is old footage, but everything related to...
Don't you think that fucking door looks like something from a cartoon? Like a Disney film?
Yeah. I don't know if this is real, to be honest.
No, the door does look like that, Lee. The door
looks animated.
The door looks animated, like a hand-drawn fucking... It looks
even the way that the stone goes in is quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, if I was a kid looking at that, I'd be like, that's some sort of... That looks like it looks like a magical little fucking room. Carry on.
Yeah.
Epstein is 5 years old. He died 5 years ago, and all of the tens of thousands of videos are also 5 years old. It's still very important for us to ascertain what actually happened. Now notice that the signature gold dome is missing on top of this building. It was reportedly blown off during Hurricane Maria 2 years earlier. That was the Category 5 hurricane that barreled through the Virgin Islands, causing mass destruction. On the ground, there were 2 more statues that resemble centaurs, one holding a trident. We believe that those statues are what you actually see here. At the time of this video's capture, they appear to have been moved from the temple to a sheltered area for storage. The statues depict sea creatures from Greek mythology called ichthyocentaurs. They had a human upper body, the 4 legs of a horse, and a fish-like tail. Their names were Aphros, meaning sea foam, and Bythos, meaning the depths of the sea. They were often depicted in art as the beings that lifted Aphrodite, Greek goddess of beauty, from the ocean at the time of her birth. Now, approaching the temple, you can observe that the 3-dimensional qualities, the architectural features, have simply been painted on to a flat 2-dimensional surface, not unlike the sets for a stage play. Now we are on the inside of the temple. You're looking at a photograph taken inside the temple. There is no piano, no supervillain chair, no sacrificial altar, no child sacrifice. Appears to be no elevator going into the ground, as some have conjectured. Just another renovation project. Looks like it was never completed. Now, looking up at the ceiling, here's a high-quality photograph where you can see one more piece of art. A large canvas that depicts the zodiac constellations. It bears a striking resemblance to a year 1570 fresco on the ceiling of an Italian palace. Very similar images there. Now, many people have commented about this mysterious building and what could happen inside of it.
Just quickly. I always find it weird when you see things like this. Like when because you've got like a dog there, horse, man, angel.
For the podcast, we're looking at Muriel.
Yeah, it's the fresco that James O'Keefe was talking about there. But then you get like the fucking dragons thrown into the mix. It really strikes me that the Oriental dragon, or the type of dragon that we think of as Oriental, it's fucking everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I've got nothing more to add to it. Nothing more to add to it at all. I just find it weird. What makes you do something like this? I mean, what's that fucking like? There's like an eagle with a shield crest in front of it.
That looks fucking like a
vulture.
It looks like a Mason symbol. That.
Yeah, and that's clear. There's clearly some symbology to it. And you just think, right, why are we just mixing like mythical fucking animals in with normal things? It's always struck me this with old maps. You know, like when you see the like old Salem maps.
Oh yeah, you see like the fucking Kraken.
Yeah, and like here be monsters type thing.
Yeah, they were.
And you go like, it. But the thing is, like these maps were really fucking important for navigation.
Some of them really fucking accurate.
Yeah, but what? It's like having fucking minotaurs on your fucking sat nav. It makes no sense.
And there probably should be things like that on your sat nav.
Probably should be things on your sat nav. Right, let's listen to the end of this video. We've not got too long left of it.
Now, many people have commented about this mysterious building and what could happen inside of it. The responses to our recent reports have actually been quite mixed. On the one hand, they've stimulated a groundswell of tips and information coming our way, including that mysterious chalkboard that we saw. We've actually received dozens of legitimate interpretations, and we'll be producing a report featuring you, our audience and subscribers, who came up with some incredible hypotheses and theories about what that all means. On the other hand, it seems as if no new mystery or incremental revelation will ever be enough for those now invested in learning how all this crazy story ends. A lot of people saying we need arrests. Now, I don't have the power to arrest anybody, but we do have the power to bring forward information. The conspiracy theories about this temple and the rest of the island will spin on forever. We don't need to spend time here enumerating all of them, but we'll leave you with this. The alternating light and dark stripes on the exterior of Epstein's building resemble an Islamic architectural style known as oblak. It can be seen in holy sites all over the world. The alternating light and dark stripes represent the spiritual concept of duality, light versus dark. Some might say good versus evil. Jeffrey Epstein built himself a temple. According to some reports, he played music here on a small black grand piano beneath the stars. Despite his alleged vast wealth, the temple seems like a cheap illusion, a set in a stage play that still needs an ending. Maybe you can help us find that ending.
It looks really Masonic. If anyone that's been inside of a Masonic lodge will know, will know that like there's a lot of pomp and circumstance when it comes to Masonic rituals. I'm not a Freemason. I have been privy to working in places before, and I'm also dead fucking nosy, aren't I? So, but like the first thing you'll do when you look at like Masonic like chambers, where they do like the ritual sort of rooms, I like people smart me up. I don't know the real name of these thing. It looks garish as fuck.
Yeah,
like
it looks shit.
Yes, this looks very much in that style of it. Like there is something theatrical about it all.
Yeah.
You know, O'Keefe said before that it looks like sort of something you'd see from a stage play. And that's very much how I found like the chamber where I was. It was, it looked like somebody, to my eyes, if you'd have asked somebody with a small budget that was making a sci-fi film or like a conspiracy film, I said, we need a Masonic lodge, Dave. And someone would have gone, right, I'm on it. I'll go make that. And they made it themselves out of balsa wood and painted it. It's how I imagine it looks like. This sounds like such a retarded thing to say.
I think we could fucking build that. Maybe not the dome, but
I think you'd be surprised how fucking difficult that painting is to do. But the thing with the thing with the lodges is they look like what somebody that doesn't know what goes on in there would think they look like. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It looks fake, even though it's real. So yeah. Anyway,
why initial your fucking?
In case you forget it's yours. I know it's like I put my son's initials on like the back of his PE kit and stuff. So yeah,
just outside his building.
You know what it's like if you lose your temple.
Oh, he did lose the roof.
He did lose he lost his fucking island as well. But right, here we go. Let's finish this off because we need to go.
As we announced earlier, we posted all of the newly obtained video and photos of Epstein's island structures to our website, exclusive to our subscribers at O'KeefeMediaGroup.com, where you can subscribe and access everything you see here and more, and help us unveil this mystery and join our citizen journalism army. We read every tip, every message that comes in, we dissect and analyze to help us get to the truth. Send tips into our signal. Here is the number 914.
This is just him advertising this thing now. Do you know I hate that, right? When you've got something, and I look, I get it. Everybody needs to make some money. Like that, you can't run a company.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the Patreon, people.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like if you subscribe to the Patreon, you don't have to listen to the adverts. We're not really keeping anything that we're doing behind a paywall. And when you look at like when O'Keefe's got like real fucking interesting stuff there that I think is important, but it's trapped for a majority of people that don't subscribe to his website.
We keep our live stream.
Yeah, but We do keep the live
argue
stream.
that as the most important information that we give
that the world has ever known. Maybe you're probably right. Thanks, Ollie. Do what you want, James. But so before we play that, like, because I'm really interested to get to this Dead Man Switch of.
I can't get over that how shit that building looks, but that door just look. If you saw that door on a cartoon, I'd be like, that's a cartoon.
Yeah. So this video. I apologize to our audio listeners here. If you'd like to know what it is a children in what appears to be a like Roman type bathhouse, but it's like, to me, it's the same. It's the same styling of the type of thing we're talking about here, as far as this like ceremonially looking stuff. Thing behind this video, if you want to go and watch it, like there's nothing illegal in it, or like it's distasteful, but there's nothing to worry about it. It's on X. People will have heard of Isaac Cappy. He was the guy that came out. He was like a bit sort of, I wouldn't say like Z-list celebrity, maybe somewhere around the H level celebrity. He had a small speaking part in one of the Avengers films. He was doing another couple of things. He was getting his way in. He was getting his way into Hollywood. And he appears to have lost his mind. And this is the thing, like, and that doesn't necessarily mean I don't necessarily think he was lying with what he was talking about, but I definitely think whatever he saw, he made him lose his mind. And he outed just about everybody you can think of as being like a predator. He was found, he threw himself off, supposedly threw himself off an overpass.
Oh yeah.
Interesting thing with that was the week before, I think it was, that he threw himself off there. Tom Hanks took a picture of what was it? It was either clothing or like a dead animal.
He's always taking pictures of shoes and gloves.
But it was at the same place where Isaac Cappy was killed.
Coincidence.
But this was Cappy's Dead Man Switch. So shortly after he was, what I think, murdered, this video dropped. And I think I think this is what he thought would keep him alive. And it's
why would anybody fucking like?
No idea. We're not supposed to, like, we're not supposed to understand why anybody would.
I mean, I guess if it's somebody's parents that just filmed it and someone just snuck that out on the internet, then but that whole like little circle in the middle, do you know what that looks like to me?
A sacrificial altar.
Either that, or like where somebody stands, where you put something there and go, look at this. Who wants to bid on this?
Maybe. I mean, it does appear to be a bathhouse. They're filling jugs of water up. That's the thing.
Okay.
But there's no bath there. But I've always found it very similar to what I think like the Epstein Island stuff looked like. There was a while there that I wondered whether that was even inside the building we've just seen inside of. But yeah, the Isaac Cappy thing it's wild, and especially like he kept talking about doing bad things and how like he apologized for the bad things he'd done. I think he lost his mind because he wanted fame and he was willing to do anything to get it. He did the wrong things.
See
how?
Go on.
I think it broke him. I think like he got himself in a position where he was told what he had to do to make it that next step, to become like up there with the elite. And I think he did it. And I don't think he could reconcile it.
The thing is, people have these files. People have somebody has the Epstein videos. Somebody will have seen seen things that I don't think you can come back from. You know, when we when we were, and I've never actually seen the film, and I know I can't remember the guy's name, but I'm led to believe now that he's a bit of a predator himself. But the guy who did Sound of Freedom, wasn't it? The guy that he was like talking not for kiddies, but for like getting people to go undercover with him, and then saying, right, we're gonna have to sleep together because we need to be undercover, and they need to think we're a real couple. Yeah, it's a bit grim. Well, but he's somebody's.
No, Ollie. No,
it's a lot
let's
grim.
let's not preface that with a well. Like, oh well, you know, sometimes this happens.
No, but somebody's gone through all this fucking footage.
Yeah.
Who would want to fucking do that fucking job? You couldn't pay me enough to do a job like that, because that would mentally, unless you have to go through some sort of fucking.
You telling me? You're right. Here we go. So are you
these
telling
Epstein
me
files come out and they show shit? I don't want to see it.
No, but I'm not saying these things coming out. What I'm saying is that are you telling me that if somebody put a laptop in front of you and said that's got all the Epstein files in it, it's got all the Epstein files, it's got all the videos, it's got all the photographs, it's got all the names,
I'd look at the names.
Well, what good? This is the thing that people say about the list. Like, what's good of the list? We don't need the list. We need evidence.
No, I know you need, but somebody else can look at that fucking evidence. I don't want to fucking see the evidence, but what I'm saying is that the person that sees that, I don't know what sort of fucking training you must have to go through to be able to even.
I'll tell you what happens to people. Ollie, I'll tell you what happens to people that see stuff like that. 12 of the 15 FBI agents that looked into the Anthony Weiner laptop are now dead. You don't get the choice to live with it, Ollie.
Are they dead from offing themselves?
I believe they were murdered.
Right. Allegedly.
And I believe it's 12. I might be wrong that number might have gone up to 13 or 14. I believe there was we're definitely in the teens.
Yeah.
Definitely up. Oh, if we're not in the teens, we're at 12. It's not lower than 12. And last time, I think, because I remember us bringing this up on an episode a long time ago. I think it was back when we were on Rumble, and there was one more than I thought there was. So we might be in the teens. It might even be 14 of the 15. The crazy thing about that video was there was a press conference. We will talk about this again. We'll talk about the Anthony Weiner laptop at some point, and the frazzle drip thing in depth and in its own episode. And I will find, no matter how long it takes, I will find the New York police chief doing the press conference where he turns around and says that he will hand over to the where he's handing over a copy of the evidence that was on the Anthony Weiner laptop over to the FBI. He said, if the FBI, he said this publicly, if the FBI don't do anything about it, it is my duty as a father.
I remember this.
To give this to WikiLeaks.
And what happened to that?
Nothing. He's dead. That's the thing, right? There's more than enough. This is what's so frustrating. There's more than enough circumstantial evidence to prove that there is something going on, and we know Fuck Island was out there, that all these people were going to. We know this, that people were openly going to stay and party and travel with a convicted child sex offender.
Do you think?
Lots of things.
Do you think there's lots of Epstein Islands?
This will go right. This is what I meant. What is to get to before? This is why I don't trust the way this is being presented to us, because I think people are asking the wrong questions. Because everyone, Musk, fucking, the Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson. I think Rogan has mentioned this before, which I'm heartened that he's asked the question. Why are none of them going? Where's the one now?
Which one's the
what other of the Epstein Islands?
Yeah, there's more. There must be.
I reckon I know one of them.
Is it? Can you do like a Mac Jennings here? Or do you not know the name of the island? Oh, what shape is the island?
It's fucking island shaped, Ollie. He's a very rich British man. Used to own a chain of shops. Had an interest in space.
Does he make pickle?
He does, Ollie. I don't think our American audience will get that. I would if someone like Gunter Headley, who's another Eppers, who's rich beyond what you can possibly imagine. And people say, yeah, but he was an amazing businessman. He ran this company out of a payphone. See, I find that more fucking weird. Do you know what I mean?
I do think there can be fucking billionaires.
Name one. Name one that isn't weird. Name one that isn't odd.
Nice, you know.
Oh, name one.
I can't.
Name one that's in the public eye. This is the thing. And you're probably right.
Bill Gates. Bill Gates, lovely man.
Oh, Billy Bob. Yeah, sorry. I apologise.
Oh, dear. Fucking Bill Gates.
Fucking Billy the vaccine. Bilbo Stabbins. Yeah, sorry, go on, Ollie.
I'm wondering if these like you know, like with the fucking P Diddy files, it almost seems like the P Diddy case is like he needs that one there. He's taking the hit.
If he takes the hit, like that.
No, but look right now. Look at the timing of this, Lee. Look at the timing. Oh, Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, he did off himself in prison because Kash Patel says that's what happened. Yeah, and then you've got the files are coming. The files are coming out. Oh, look, people, and my wife is one of them. She doesn't give a shit right now about the Epstein file. She's knee deep in Diddy right now. Knee fucking deep, dripping with Diddy. She's fucking loving. She's loving that court case.
Guzzling the Diddy.
Guzzling Diddy. Diddling Diddy. You know, she's. You told me you didn't. I'd have got another fucking beer if you'd have told me you had two. She is. No, she's all over that case. She loves it. She loves it. Just like the Johnny Depp one, she loved that. She's well into that shit. But it's but I think people now, because that's like a well-known celebrity.
Isn't just sorry, quickly, like, can we all? I apologize to the females listening to this podcast. I know that you are like 40% of our audience. Do you not find it weird, like women's infatuation with true crime and sexual perversion?
That's why she takes a fucking knife to bed. Fuck me.
No, but like, it's like, if it's true crime, great. If it's fucking sexually aggressive true crime as well, all over it, I find it weird.
Oh, you mean like that? I'm going to choke you. You might die, but I'm going to fuck you at the same time.
Yeah, and it's like, they'll watch all this stuff, but you try and spit in their mouths. Oh, no, that's wrong.
You should brush your teeth first, mate. But
too much respect.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like the Diddy case right now, even if some bits come out of Epstein, that's there. And it's like, this is the fucking Diddy case. There were a load of stuff that happened during, and I can't remember what it was now, because fucking Johnny Depp and that silly bitch, what's she called? Amber Heard. You know, that was right there. Again with the silly Ryan Reynolds and
it was Amber Heard. That was Ghislaine Maxwell case, wasn't it? Ghislaine Maxwell trial.
Yes.
I'm 1,000,000% convinced that and people turn and say no, but it was scheduled to go before Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, get fucked, get all the way fucked. They knew when that Ghislaine Maxwell case was going to come to fruition.
Yeah.
And the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp performed. They are actors. They were paid to do a job, and they went into a courtroom and they performed to take the attention of the media.
This is what was probably
weapons grade. People need to remember
actors.
But weapons grade liars is what actors are. Professionally trained liars. Like liars that are so good they can make you believe for 2.5 hours they're fucking Iron Man. That's how good they are at lying.
Kevin Spacey is a good man. He's just a great actor. He got paid a shitload of money to be
he's still an ass. No, he's
to be accused of being a massive molester.
No, he's still people.
And they listen. This is what
Allegedly.
they said to him. They said, "Listen, Kevin, we need you to do this to me. You're gonna go through shit. You're gonna be everywhere in the news, but you're gonna come out of this on top, and we're gonna pay you this, and then you're gonna get a fucking Oscar, and we'll pay you this amount of money for the rest."
That doesn't
of
make
your
him sound like
life.
that does not make him sound like a good guy.
No, but he'll come out a good guy in the end. It's already happened.
No, but like he's not a good guy. That is not the actions of a good guy, Ollie.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's fucking wild. But I'll tell you what, right? Let's listen to this. Ghislaine Maxwell, Dead Man Switch. I've no idea what this is. I don't know how real it is. I know I trust the conspiracy theorist guy that has that show it was on. Like I like the guy. So we will we'll see. It might be AI nonsense, but we're going to see.
If you're watching this, it means they got me. My Dead Man Switch activated automatically after I missed 2 scheduled check-ins. I had it set up months ago because I knew this day was coming. I did not die by accident. I was murdered to keep their secrets buried. My name is Virginia Giuffre. I was one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. I survived Little St. James, but survival came at a price. I saw too much, knew too much. And now they've silenced me. But it's too late for them. They thought killing me would bury their secrets, but this video is going to a few organizations I trust, ones that have been exposing the truth for decades. You know who you are. It's your job to continue this fight. I was 16 when they reeled me in. I worked at Mar-a-Lago, folding towels, cleaning lockers. My father kept the tennis courts immaculate. We were just working folks trying to scrape by. Trump, he was around, but he was never the threat. The real predator was Ghislaine Maxwell, prim and proper, smiling, promising to teach me massage therapy at the Pink Mansion in Palm Beach. I had no idea I was being fed into a nightmare machine. Epstein's Island was hell disguised as paradise. You've heard some names linked to him, but those are just the sacrificial pawns. The real players, the ones they've protected at all costs, are still hiding in plain sight. I'll name 2 now. The first, a former U.S. president, Barack Obama. Publicly, he's revered. Privately, he was one of the worst. He wasn't there for the girls. He was there for the island boys. Young boys, trafficked and groomed. I saw him more times than I can count, always without his Secret Service detail, sometimes with his Hollywood friends, George Clooney and Tom Hanks. I still have nightmares about them, arrogant and drunk on power, slinking into the cabanas with kids barely out of childhood. The second, Bill Gates, the billionaire philanthropist, loved by the media, hailed as a savior. We called him the benefactor, and we used to dread seeing him naked. But he didn't come to party. He came to experiment. Genetic experiments, human experiments. I saw him inject a young girl with something they said was a genetic enhancement. She was younger than me, strapped to a table, terrified, treated like a lab rat while they muttered about seeding the future of the species. These men think they are gods, playing with life like it was theirs to own. I'm telling you now, Epstein isn't dead. They staged his death because he was too valuable. He held blackmail on some of the most powerful people on earth. Files, videos, confessions. They couldn't risk him talking, but they also couldn't risk him gone, so they hid him. Stashed him under the protection of the same elite who once paid him to supply them with flesh. And they thought killing me would stop this from coming out. They were wrong, and there is so much more to come. Hidden servers, encrypted drives, witness testimonies. It's all going to hit the light. This video is just the first detonation. The data drops are timed and automatic. They are going to people who can make a difference, and nobody can stop it now. Not even the law enforcement agencies in the US and UK, the same ones that buried the evidence I handed them, can stop this truth from getting out. If you're watching this, you are the resistance. Don't let my death be just another headline. Burn their lies to the ground. Make the world see the monsters behind the masks. And to any survivors out there, don't give up. We're in this together. They can't kill us all. Make them pay.
Very John Connor.
That was 18 hours ago that came out.
I mean, Lee, you could have started with that. I feel like we should have started. I feel like we should have started the show with that.
I hadn't listened to it.
There's a thing that I'm not saying it's fake. It could be very real, but I mean, AI is definitely a thing.
Do I think if it was AI, it'd be better.
Maybe.
Because what I will say about that is
the thing is though, just quickly there, she said Bill Gates injecting another kid. Would they really see, if they want to use them for XYZ, would they let the other kids watch Bill Gates injecting a kid with some sort of...
Don't forget Ghislaine was one of the helpers. She was one of like the head bitches, wasn't she? Not Ghislaine, Virginia.
Virginia.
Two things that jumped out at me when I was listening to that. I mean,
she's definitely watched Terminator.
Definitely watched Terminator. It's like I say, 19 hours ago that somebody released that. I don't know if that's real or not. What I will say is, as somebody that edits like audio daily, is that there is there's a cutoff in that I just heard where it sounds very false because it's hugely edited. Like the spaces are being put out from each other. Maybe if it's a real person, maybe there's different takes. Maybe some, because what you want to do is, if you the worst thing you can try and do, if you do any voiceover work, if anyone out there wants to make any YouTube videos or anything like that, the worst thing you can do when you're doing voiceover work for stuff like that is to get your script, start reading it, and stop when you make a mistake. The best thing you can do is like just continue rolling and read it through 10, 20 times, and then go back, snip it out, and make that one really good take out of all your takes. I think that's what's happened there, and that's why it sounds unnatural. You mean there's bits that has been, you can hear bits in there that has been placed in that wouldn't happen with AI. AI would just read it continuously. And there's another part of it where she stops speaking, and then you hear her go, and then it cuts where that's been taken off, and a new part plays. I don't believe an AI. I mean, I'm sure you could get an AI to do it. If so, someone would have to think. Maybe someone's thinking like I would. Maybe if I was going to fake something like that, maybe I'd think of that. But to me, listening to that single part sounded like she was reading through the script, breathed to read the next part of it, and then she's decided not to use the next part, and she's placed another part in it and left the breath in without editing the breath out.
I'm just disappointed she didn't say at the end, all roads lead to Epstein.
Yes, that is upsetting. But I mean, that's wild. I wonder where else is going to come from that. I tell you what I am doing. I am fucking following that account.
Oh yeah.
Like, so
hit that bell. Hit that bell.
Fake or not, it's you just got yourself a fucking sub.
It's well worth to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
We will be keeping an eye on that, because if there's going to be more of these drops, I wonder if we're going to get a video drop.
But see, this is the thing. I'm like,
can you imagine a video drop of fucking Bill Gates and, I don't know, fucking Tom Hanks and Matthew Kelly just walking into that fucking chamber?
If there is such a small section of our audience know who Matthew Kelly is.
Matthew Chewbacca Kelly. I love that man. He weren't nonce.
Yeah, could you imagine it? See, I think that's the unspoken about thing. I mean, we've been told about Jeffrey Epstein himself being like fully fucking into eugenics and like wanting to like that's the thing. Like, no one asked this question either. Like, he wanted to seed like enough people so that his genetics could there would be enough of his offspring to seed his genetics like much fucking wider than any like normal fucking persons would do.
Let's create a load more fucking ugly evil fuckers.
No. I wonder if we will get fucking closure to it. I wonder if we want closure. That's the crazy thing, isn't it? We always say about UFOs.
I think you're more chance to get fucking Roswell fucking disclosure of Area 51 than you are the Epstein files.
I think you're probably right. I think we're more likely to get something that will be displayed as the truth when it comes to UFOs and aliens. Like I said, it's the fact that these people that are supposedly like the truth seekers that are wanting to like get the Epstein files out, do this, do that. None of them are asking where fucking Epstein Land 2 Epstein Harder is.
I mean, it's out there, 100%.
And that's why
I bet there's a fucking boatload of them. All interlinked, all having communication with each other, like a fucking military, fucking. They are all talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they're everywhere, and it's probably it probably is. And this sounds fucking sick for me to say this, but it's probably it's probably darker than just fucking molesting fucking children. You know, it's probably.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
it's
like, look,
probably that frazzle shit and all that.
There has been, there's been stories, hasn't there, of like horrendous things like that where people do pay-per-views for that sort of stuff, and that's like fucking like quote unquote normal people like paying their money to go into like what they call them red rooms, don't they? On the dark web, where you go in, you you supposedly you get like a URL, stuff like that. You pay your money, you go in, you watch, and the highest bidders get to choose what happens. It's all sounds very fucking Hostel-esque to me.
Yeah.
But this is what I was saying to Rich last night about like drugs and pornography. I think it's not everybody. This is the thing. Like, just in the same way,
you do what you think you can create a monster.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Almost certainly. Of course, you can definitely create monsters because look at the amount of
But that type of monster, you can create that type of monster.
I think so. Well, look at the amount of children like that have been abused that end up becoming abusers. I think there's a really good argument when you look at like systematic abuse in high society. The elites, the sort of predator class. I think there's a really good argument to be made. That's one of the reasons that these people end up being psychopaths, is because it's just like systematically done. You know, like you were abused by your parents and your parents' friends, and then when you grow up, you have children, knowing that your children will be abused by you and your friends, and their children will be abused by them and their friends. And it's just this ongoing pain cycle which creates monsters. It creates people which are so detached from any type of natural fucking love and safety of what you feel you should do. Because think about having that taken away from you, right? I think we can all, if we all really think, and if you can't, I fucking feel for you out there, like listeners, I really do. I think we can all remember, like when we remember the last time you played with toys, like as a child, and actually got into it, and then there's that separation part, isn't it, where something grows in your brain, you're getting a bit too much testosterone or however it works, and the next time you sit down with your toys, you go, this isn't the same. This isn't the same as yesterday. I feel a bit silly now playing with Action Man.
That my oldest is kind of going through that right now. I'm like, do you want to play? Do you want to play some? No, Dad, do a fuck.
Yeah,
fuck off.
But along with that, right, I think most of us can remember, be it your mother or father, there is times when you were a kid where you didn't know. I mean, and like I say, I think this is like a majority thing. And if you're in the minority of people that didn't feel safe with your own parents, I'm fucking like, I really do feel terrible for you.
Shit.
But the majority of people, I would say, that came from like anything close to like a reasonably stable home environment will remember the last time that they were, I don't know, sat watching television while your parents made tea, or sat watching a film with like your mother or father with their arm around you. Away that point in time where all that existed for you was what was in those four walls. There was nothing scary outside, and you felt completely fucking safe. Yeah. Imagine being a person that never has that. And it's not just the fact that you didn't, your parents didn't, and their parents didn't, and their parents didn't, because it has been systematically bred out of you to feel that like security. I think that's how we breed Bill Gates. I think that's how we breed the royal family, which look down on people as nothing more than fucking vermin.
I watched the Menendez brother TV series, then I watched the actual documentary about them, and the brother stands up in the courtroom and he apologizes to his other brother for doing the same to his brother what his dad did to him.
Yeah.
And he breaks down crying. So I see what you're saying there. It's the ultimate sin. That's hurting God's children is the ultimate sin, and that's probably the key to this. You see these temples that looks like a fucking temple that Epstein's got there. I think maybe part of this is it's got something to do with fucking some dark summoning.
I think there's a spiritual element to it. I think
it's more than just fucking a group of fucking nonces doing horrible things. I think there's something to this that is.
Do you know why I think there's something to it? Is because
all the fucking symbolism.
Even if you take the symbolism out, and this is why I believe it's some sort of magic and why I believe it works, it is too convenient to be able to convince all these people to do horrific things. Yeah. You can't just
you get somebody and go, well, fuck off, I'm not like that, and I'm going straight
and
to the fucking
don't get me
police.
wrong, like there are outliers there. There are there's the Mel Gibsons of the world, which I don't believe have been ever involved in this sort of thing, and I think that's why people like Gibson hit the glass ceilings and the pushbacks that they do.
Yep. Love Mel.
The thing is, I don't believe all these people can be into it to start with. However, I do think these people are getting a genuine benefit, however long that lasts for. And maybe if we look at this as like biblical, maybe the benefits only last as long as your time in the earthly realm lasts, and it's like very much this like shit hits the fan when you leave here.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case. I hope there's some sort of like readdressing of sin. But there has to be something else to it other than sexual gratification.
What if they know something like, we talk about, because you think of an afterlife, you think of like only good people go to the afterlife. What if the bad people still go to a fucking afterlife? What if it's just totally fucking different? It's just. Do
you know what I think it is, mate?
It's just you're working for the devil.
I think I don't know. I don't know what the process is of coming back. I've got no reason to think this. No reason to think this whatsoever. I think like what comes after here is very much like psychedelic states or a dream state.
We spoke about this.
We spoke about this before. But here's the kicker, though. Both those things are, although magnificent, very solitary experiences.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we live our own afterlives. I've always in my head there's something to like that Star Trek Generations thing where they get caught in the nexus.
Right there.
Yeah, I think that it makes sense to me that if we can, if we're shackled free from this like shared simulation that we're in right now, this like, then you would slowly conjure your own fucking realities if you were out of this.
What if all these celebrities that do shit, and maybe some of them do shit and they don't even know they've done it, and then they're blackmailed to do more shit, and then it's like, well, you know about the legends, you know about because it seems that they believe in something. Yeah, you're gonna have to carry on doing this because you ain't going to the other place. You fucked that now, so you're gonna have to work for him in order to, and you need to work hard for him.
What if there's no people though? That's the thing.
What do you mean? No people in the afterlife?
No, as in the like, cause so where I'm quite rightly so. We both come from like a Christian country, so we're looking at it through that lens. We're looking through it very much through a God and the devil lens. Just about, yeah. Today we're not sure about tomorrow. But there's no. Right, so if you get kindling and 2 pieces of flint and smash them together until you get some sparks and you can light a fire, yeah. That's cause and effect. It's so you're doing something, which could, like, you if you start a fire, you can either cook somebody a dinner or you can set them on fire. It's without blame. The action is without the result is without blame. It's what you use it for, which where blame can land. What if, for want of better words for it, what if occultism and magic is the same thing? Like, what if there isn't like a overarching, like, oh, if you work for him, you've got to work for him. You can't work for God. Like, what if it's just cause and effect? So there is ways to influence this place we're in. There's ways to influence, to tune it, to direct energy in certain ways. Mm-hmm. Some of those things you have to do to direct that energy are fucking hideous, but it doesn't necessarily have to be for like an overarching character, like the as in a Satan worship. It could be something as simple as, if you do X, Y, and Z, this will happen. It's just happens to be that X, Y, and Z are the worst things you can possibly imagine doing to somebody or something.
It's a fucking fucked up world, mate.
I mean, maybe we're just crazy, and maybe we're dot connectors, and we have been given a blank page of dots, and we've drawn a picture of Mickey Mouse that wasn't there.
Haven't we got Fringe coming on tomorrow?
We do have Fringe coming on tomorrow. It's like, this is quite a good show for to lead into that. I'm looking forward to getting Fringe on. She's been an excellent guest when she's been on before. She messaged me before actually asking what we wanted to talk about. I said I'm just really interested to know where you are with like your experiences and stuff like that, and her thoughts on like the soul trap and stuff like that. I'm fucking here for it. So tomorrow's show will be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Guys, make sure you do all the things. We haven't said it enough recently, but you're getting us towards 2,000 reviews on Spotify. If you've made it this far, make sure it's a 5-star one. Help us out, because that's the biggest thing that helps this podcast out. We love you patrons that support us and keep the lights on, but the 5-star reviews, that is free of charge, and I cannot tell you how much you guys have helped over this year, and at the end of last year when we started the podcast. Mm-hmm. We are becoming fastly, but I would say, one of the biggest conspiracy podcasts out there, and it's because of you guys. So keep on doing that. We need those 5-star reviews. You people on Apple, we see you, but we don't see enough of you. Give us those 5-star reviews. I know you can't. It's a little bit more tricky on Apple. You can YouTube how to do it, but it's easy. You just gotta go give
Leave us some comments on Spotify as well. We will get to, maybe not this week, maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday. I'll try and get to some, because we've got Fringe on tomorrow, and last show of the week we've got Greg from Strange Sauna coming on. We'll get to reading some of the Spotify comments again, because I love reading Spotify comments. First thing I do when I wake up, first thing I do when I am, so you let this be known, if it's like, if you work out what time it is and it's like nighttime in the US, it's like daytime in the US, nighttime in the UK, and you leave a message on Spotify, chances are I read that in the morning while I'm taking a dump. That's what I do.
And while he's reading the comments, I'm having a wank.
Next to me, sat in the bath. Do you know, that's what we should do? That's what we should make, like a like, obviously, like, our friends now, we'll have to delete this episode in the future. But our friends will know this, that listen to this episode. But we should work out our rooms, so we decorate the rooms the same, and then we'll create this mythos, like, are they in the same room? Are they in the same house? Are they gay? Is it a mixture of the above?
I mean, I'm down with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be easier to repeat my strange, whatever this shit is that was here when I moved in, than it would be to create your room. But
my dungeon. But
I mean, I would be literally a fucking artist if I could create that background in this room.
Yes, that'd be cool. That'd be pretty good. But what'd be nice is, like, with us next to each other like this, I could now and again put my arm over like this and just pretend I'm like rubbing your hand. Like, right now, look, if you put your hand back where it was, right, we could be holding, we could be holding hands.
Wrong side.
No, they don't know that, Ollie. It's an illusion.
Also, it's mainly audio.
Fuck it. Ollie, take me out, mate.
Oh, fucking hell. I can't stop thinking of fucking Kevin fucking Spacey. Oh, what a fucking Usual Suspects, you fucking twat.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military establishment. And they are not what they claimed to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids. Visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want the major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.